All right, welcome to round 2 of interviews today on a Thursday evening. I'm Brian Crawford with Pittsburgh Backstage, where we talk to artists throughout the Pittsburgh area and kind of find out what they are doing. And today we have Back Alley Sound in studio, so I will introduce the room for you, who Back Alley Sound is. We have Miles Mahoney here to my right. We also have Christian Petroza, and we have, this mic's been acting weird all day, and we have Shark Parker.
What's good?
As well. How's it going? So glad to have you guys here. I know at least
Thanks.
The two of you've been in the studio before, but it's your first time on air, and it'll also be your first time at the Millvale Music Festival, and I believe your first time at the Indie-Rockfest as well, correct?
Kind of.
Yeah,
Kind
of.
That's a kind of.
Okay.
Last one's tricky.
What does that mean?
Last year, I was in a band called Daily Grind, and
Yeah, I'm familiar with them, yeah.
We were supposed to play the show, and our singer and drummer couldn't make it.
Oh, man.
So the bass player and I decided to just go out and jam, and we brought Shark along with us, and that's kind of how this band started.
Oh, nice. So it was a precursor. So you guys can say that your band was formed through the Indie-Rockfest.
Yeah, it was literally
Indeed.
our first show.
That's amazing.
The
birthplace,
for sure.
So that's like really some interesting history for the festival right here.
Yeah, we're really excited to go back now as a full formulated idea.
Yeah, it's a great event. It's going to be April 14th. It's going to start at 4 p.m. and it's going to last all night. Do you guys know when you're playing?
I think 6:45. I
6:45.
could be wrong.
All right, very
Somewhere
cool.
around there.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited to be back. This is our second year, so this is kind of like your second year in a way.
Yeah.
Officially your first year, unofficially the second year. It's our second year, both officially and unofficially.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited about this. I don't know why I can't find you guys on the schedule, but I know you're playing at New Sun Rising at that building, the Moose building here in Millvale for the Millvale Music Festival as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So are you guys involved in any other festivals this year?
We're actually putting one together June 9th at Karma.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Tell me about that.
It's kind of like a little bit of rock and a little bit of hip-hop bands. We've got 7 bands confirmed right now. I think we're going for 2 or 3 more.
Okay.
We've got Legendary, who's a great hip-hop artist, Alec Munson. Who else? Sykes and the New Violence, they're confirmed. Who else is on the show?
Well, we can get to that as we roll along, but I see you guys are playing at 5:50 p.m. at the New Sun Rising stage, which is going to be great. It's going to be a hip-hop, electronic, and experimental stage, so
Cool.
it's going to be a really, really cool space. We were just talking about that just with the show previous to this, where we were announcing all of the hosts for the different stages. The host for that stage is going to be DJ Goodnight, who's a hip-hop DJ, and really excited to bring him in. And it was really cool because we wanted to find a venue for hip-hop, and just watch with that cable, it's a little wonky. We were looking for a venue for hip-hop. We were trying to find the right fit, and they actually came to us and asked us for the genre, so
That's cool.
it's really, really great. So tell me about you guys. What have you done since Indie-Rockfest? So you started with Indie-Rockfest, you're back this year. There's been a year in between. So I know you guys are getting ready to record some stuff, and once that's done, we'll be able to have you back and play some of it here on air.
Yeah, we're in the studio right now. We started playing shows at Mr. Smalls, and then it kind of grew into just doing stuff at the Rex and working with our good friend Seth Connor, just getting out there, trying to get our name out there, write some new material, and just work with that. It's been pretty cool.
How hard is it, any of you guys can chime in, how hard is it to start a band and get something rolling, getting people, you said you're trying to get people to know who you are. How hard is it to get that process underway and get people to know who you are and really pay attention and get bought in?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough sometimes. At the same time, it's, a lot of the same people are just in different spots now, so.
What do you mean?
I mean, there's people that's like Seth is a guy you shouted out to. There's people that help our band out just really because of Miles and Miles putting in work into the scene. So a lot of those people are people that have been around for, 10 years, I'm sure. I don't know if don't quote me on the 10-year thing, but it seems like it seems like it could be that long for sure.
No, we're pretty blessed with having a solid circle of people around us that are just super supportive. So it's kind of allowed us to skip a couple steps that a lot of bands that are just starting out go through. It's made some things a little bit easier. It's still a lot of work, but
Well, I think that's kind of key to success is finding people who can help you out and understanding that it's a team effort and that you can't just do everything yourself.
right,
For
absolutely.
sure. That's like everything that we're about.
Yeah, it's true. So, so you're at Indie-Rockfest. You're going to be at Millvale. Do you have any other big events coming up besides I know you said you guys have your festival. It's going to be at the Stage at Karma.
Yeah, we have a show also on April 28th at the Rex. That's another kind of hip-hop little showcase. We're excited for that. What's it called? Space Camp at the Rex?
Yep, it's called Space Camp at the
Yeah.
Rex.
What else?
That's an awesome name.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Psychedelic experimental.
I feel like they should actually have like some spacey things in there. Like I feel like. So I used to be like really involved in my church when I was younger, and I would help with the Vacation Bible School and stuff. And when you would go there, they would transform the altar into some sort of a scene. I feel like that would be the perfect opportunity, a show like that, where maybe you could like bring out props and make it look like you're performing on the moon or
For
something like
sure.
that. Like that would be amazing.
We should just turn the whole theater into a giant moon bounce and see what happens.
That would be sick.
That's like really in our budget.
Right.
Yeah. I feel that. I know how that is.
I'm sure that it would be a good idea as soon as, nobody at all gets hurt at all.
Well, once alcohol is consumed, you're bound not to get injured in any way possible.
Right.
So I think it'll be all right.
It's
Yeah.
like our safety suit.
So I think you guys really speak to how diverse the Indie-Rockfest is getting as an organization, which I think is pretty cool.
It seems like it's been a lot, like the lineup's a lot more broad as opposed to last year. I mean, and there's
Yeah.
so many amazing bands playing. I'm really excited. Like Standard Broadcast, like Nate really bust his hump to put the whole thing together. And BB Guns I know is added to the show, and that's kind of a little closer to what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. I think everyone's really excited.
Yeah, we're super excited.
What are some of the advantages to having that mixed bag of artists on stage?
I think it's exciting time just for the scene, just for the city right now. It's happening all over the place,
Yeah.
Where genres are just sort of like, I don't know.
Yeah, the scene seems much more diverse now. Like, at least when I was kind of growing up, it was a lot of cliques. Like, all the pop punk bands would kind of play together, and all the hardcore bands would kind of do stuff. And
Yeah.
like, now people are a lot more open-minded and kind of willing to help each other a lot more. Like, it's not such a, like, I don't know, just like a contest.
Why do you think that change has happened?
Who can
brought it
say? Who can say? I don't know. I'd like to think that people are just thinking in a more forward direction and not just trying to one-up each other, because you don't really get anywhere doing that. You just kind of ruin your own scene. It's cool because now, like, there's a lot of people, especially like in this area in Millvale and literally Lawrenceville, everywhere in Pittsburgh. Everybody's kind of got a larger circle just kind of working together. It's really cool to see.
Now, you guys are in the studio, you're putting together an album, but you're also relatively new, so you're still trying to get out there and get to as many shows as you can and everything else. How challenging is that to try to juggle both? Because a lot of bands, when they go into the studio, they kind of stop performing out and they focus on the studio work, and then months later you'll see them reappear. Is it a struggle to try to manage both?
It certainly is, and we went the opposite direction with that, and we started playing more shows. I wouldn't say that it's difficult. I just think like scheduling is the hardest part, but it's an obstacle that's like really easily overcome if like everybody like works very hard, which we luckily are surrounded by a group of people who like really work their tails off.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
People are putting a lot of time in, and, whether it's on music aspects or, clothing pop-up shops or whatnot, like there's a lot of different avenues that everyone's sort of exploring just to blend that genre sort of, again, like people shouldn't be looking out for just the one thing. It's trying to be multifaceted. So it's kind of, the whole goal of it for me is, trying to bring as many different people together. That's what music's always about. So it's exciting.
Now you guys have that space on the south side. Is that where you guys perform? The space I saw on the south side.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
like
not perform, but I mean practice. Is that where you practice?
There's a bunch of rooms up there, so it's like there's art studios, we have rehearsal space for sure, and then
that's got to be a nice thing to have, where it's yours and you can access it at any time. Because I feel like that's like got to be a challenge for a lot of bands, especially in the city, trying to find that place where you can go at any time. Because I know like a lot of bands will practice at a venue, which is nice, but the venue books a show that day and it's no longer available for your practice.
And if you practice at your house or something like that, you have to worry about, cops showing up and noise complaints and stuff. Like Store Express is really cool in that aspect, that you can go at 3 a.m. after, going to the bar or doing whatever you do and just go, write tunes and nobody bothers you. It's really nice.
That's pretty sweet.
And then if you got a gig down in Southside, it's like, all right, I don't have room in my car, but I'm going to walk this amp down because I have to,
Yeah.
The show must go on. So it's definitely accessible. It's like, the place.
So this year, the Indie-Rockfest, it's going to be April 14th, and it's at 4 p.m. What are you guys most excited about for this event?
Oh, man.
I'm just real excited to see, like, not to see, but just, like, feel the, like, this is where we started, this is where we are now in, like, under a year. And I'm hoping it'll be a pretty good feeling. And I mean, the one thing that I like about what you're talking about earlier, like, the, like, genre blending that's, like, happened this year is, like I was watching the other interview about how, like, the show is, like, for the artist, and then having all of these genres also makes it for the audience too. So it's going to be a real cool show. I'm real excited about it.
Do you prefer blending the genre, or do you prefer kind of sticking to a more of a set lineup, like as far as just like one genre where it
I would
kind
prefer
of
a blended genre if it works.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's definitely like not an every time like kind of thing. Like a great show is a great show, but like especially if you can get like a bunch of different bands or acts that like have completely different genres and yet sound like so like complementary to each other, like I think it really makes for a great show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a fine line,
It is a fine line.
It's not always easy to do because, I mean, shoot, we've gone all of our shows and don't have any material to actually show people for our stuff. So that
makes
those are obstacles.
It's got to make it hard to actually get shows when you don't have something recorded, right? Does it make it more difficult? I mean, obviously, I know Miles have a name in the scene and everything. I know all of you guys have your name in the scene, so that probably helps things out as well.
It does. It makes it really hard for like submitting for like certain events like festivals.
Like the Millvale Music
like
Festival. That's one of the things right in the registration form is sample of music. Yeah.
So it makes it difficult, but it's.
How do you work around that?
Bribes.
Well, yeah, bribes.
Bribes.
Yes.
Yeah, I got paid off.
We're still once again fortunate. Like most of the people that are putting these things together, I've met in the past and have some kind of friendship or some kind of relationship with. Like with Hugh, I kind of reached out and was like, "Hey, man, I really want to play this."
Yeah.
With Deutschtown. With pretty much every festival going on, there's at least someone in that circle of people putting it together that I'm like, hey man, I know we don't have music put together, but maybe if you could find it in your heart, roll the dice and give us a shot.
Give us a shot. So and that's the nice thing about I think some of the larger festivals in particular is I feel like it's if you know somebody there, it's easier to make that happen because there are so many slots to fill. And part of, at least in my opinion, one of the main reasons why you have these larger festivals is you get newer acts or maybe acts that aren't as well known, and you can pair them up with some of the bigger known acts, some of the more established bands, and that way people can learn and explore and discover these other bands.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is one of the things. I think it's a benefit. There's different people have different perspectives. Some people just feel feel you should only book shows with the top bands in Pittsburgh, and it's kind of like
Right.
how does another band get a chance to then grow and get out there to the people?
Exactly, man. And you see a lot of that. Like, there's a lot of really talented musicians that just aren't able to find places to play, and especially with like venues closing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you see it getting harder and harder. But at the same time, as soon as the scene kind of takes a hit, all of a sudden it's like, okay, here's another place. Like with Kevin opening up Karma, and it's just more places. Like,
Kevin Safner,
Yeah.
formerly ran James Street Gastro Hub and
great
Speakeasy.
dude, really great dude.
Yeah, that's a nice venue. I was lucky enough to tour it before everybody else got a chance
Yeah,
to.
A
that's
little
cool.
sneak preview.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Ooh,
when
you
you're-
fancy.
Yeah,
huh?
top person in Pittsburgh media, and then you get those type of opportunities. What can I say? So-
But
That's
going back to Karma, man, it's a real cool place. It's a real cool vibe, and it just shows the resilience, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When is your guys' festival at Karma? And explain that festival a little bit for people.
June 9th?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It kind of came out of, we wanted to put some kind of like hip hop showcase and still have like rock bands. And I just hit up Kevin and I was like, yo, what date do you guys have available? Because originally we were going to book it at Mr. Small's, and we had a booking issue we had a date in March, and somebody came through and decided to take the date, and it kind of just, was a conflict. So in an attempt of kind of scrambling to put it together, ended up getting a date in June with Kevin, and it worked out because it gave us much more time to plan it and really put it together and make it a solid thing. Whereas if we would have done it in March, it would have been much more. Yeah, it would have been so rushed.
Can you
Remember that day we
Yeah.
looked at each other and we're like, it was supposed to be today.
Right.
We're all sitting
So-
there thinking we'll put the extra time and the extra effort in. That's gonna make a better outcome.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
I know with the music festival, the Millvale Music Festival, for year one, we were originally looking to have the festival in the summertime, and at least that was my original thought process. So I brought everybody together in, I believe it was late August, which was already late from where I wanted to start planning. I wanted to have an entire year. And then during those early meetings, we decided to move the festival up to May. So we had lost several months worth of planning
Right.
that we had planned to put towards the festival.
That's
So
gotta be tough.
yeah, we kind of went the opposite direction, and
Yeah.
it is stressful. So when did you guys decide to put the festival together?
I don't know exactly when. Do you know?
It was probably like January, February.
Yeah, so you would have been looking at about a month to try to put
Right,
all of that
right.
together. So, which is crazy, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. Probably a
So
disaster.
I think it was, yeah. Well,
It
I
would have.
could say that, but at least now
Would've
you
been a
have the
train
time
right.
to really get things together and make it what you want.
Yeah, we're really excited, and then hopefully, if everything goes well, we can kind of have, kind of like the same thing as Indie-Rockfest. Like, try maybe in 6 months to a year, do it again, and maybe like build it up, make it better. Like,
Now, who's going to be performing at your guys' festival? What's the name of the festival one more time?
It's called the Shindig on Carson.
Yeah.
Shindig on Carson. I like it.
Yeah, I know I think we have 7 bands confirmed right now. We're going for 2 more. We've got Sykes and the New Violence, got Legendary, Alec Munson. Man, how am I spacing? Who else is on it?
I could probably pull it up somewhere.
Yeah, I think we have the Slims confirmed, and then I know I'm missing one. Man, this just shows, planning and all those kind
Right.
of things. Like,
We're nailing it.
right.
That's all right, though. So it's a work in progress.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
have all of that information. Whenever you have that, let us know, and we
Yeah.
can mention that here on River Talk, at least, which is my Sunday night show, Monday morning.
That'd be
which
much
would cool.
appreciated.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so I'm
Nice.
excited. So it's a lot of work putting together a festival. I know from personal experience, it's wild just trying to put all the logistics together and
Right.
get everything going. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be, but right now the 2 that we're focusing on today, it's the Indie-Rockfest and the Millvale Music Festival. And the Indie-Rockfest is going to be April 14th. Wow. April 14th at 4 p.m.
Yep.
and it runs all night. It's going to be great at Cativo. which is where it's been all along. So we're
Yeah.
back to Cativa, which is a great location right there in Lawrenceville. And then the Millvale Music Festival, you guys will be playing on the main day, the long day, I should say, because we've got the opening night Friday, and then you guys will be Saturday at the Moose Building here in town, owned by New Sun Rising. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. What are you guys most excited about for the Millvale Music Festival?
Oh man, just seeing like there's so many acts that are playing. Like you guys have managed to organize so much talent.
It's
Like
going to be 200 now is
Wow.
the current
Wow.
quote.
That's impressive.
those things are always fun because you can just kind of map your schedule and map your day out and kind of try to find and see as many bands as you can, and that's always super exciting.
So last year we are always trying to push technology with that festival, and that's one of our big, always one of our big goals. Last year we had it where we had a schedule where you could click the band and add it to your Google Calendar, and we
Nice.
used Google Maps. So this year we'll have Google Maps again, but we're going to have it better integrated, and I believe you'll be able to read up on the different stages from the Google Maps app on
That's
your
awesome.
phone, which will be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's
So
fantastic.
Makes it easy to navigate. We'll have 2 shuttle buses this year as well, and that's going to be provided by Z-Trip, which is one of the sponsors for the event. So
Nice.
it's going to be a good time. Looking forward to it. So
Shouts out Z-Trip,
yeah, Z-Trip is they're
Miles
great.
Chariot.
All right. So what else do you guys have coming up before we roll out? What do you have that you want to plug?
Tomorrow we're playing Library Collaborative. With
What's that?
It's a place up in what's that area?
I think it's Castle Shannon.
Yeah, kind of Castle Shannon.
You're on your way to Castle Shannon.
It's this awesome art collective. It's like 2 studios and like kind of a live performance room. They have a green room where they do video and stuff. It's just kind of this artist space, and they hold shows. And as long as weather goes well, they're going to have it outdoors and have live tattoos.
Oh,
going on,
nice.
Like just
That's
people doing
awesome.
flash tattoos. So
Yeah.
it should be cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So that'll you can. And what's the date on that again?
That's tomorrow
Do
night.
that
Tomorrow
tomorrow. And then April 27th, Friday, we're playing at Cyclops Cafe in Bellevue. There's going to be art and a food truck and a coloring bar and coffee and beer. So that'll be fun. And then 4/28, it's a space camp at the Rex
Yeah.
with all of our friends. So that'll be a really fun show. Should definitely come out to that. It'll be one heck of a good time.
With moon bounces.
Yes.
There,
That would be
there
great.
There could be a moon bounce. We're not going to speculate, but there could be.
Yeah, shout out to Emily, by the way, who joins us in the Facebook Live chat.
Oh, what
She says she can't wait to hear you guys play.
Oh,
So
shucks.
shout out to Emily. So all right, so that is going to be April 14th, Indie Rock Festival, and then May 12th, Millvale Music Festival. We've got Miles, Christian, and Shark here in studio. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Do you guys have a face or a website that people can check out?
We do have a face.
Face.
Um,
Got 3 of them right here.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been known to have a face.
Yeah, we're Facebook.com/Back Alley Sound, or is it that Back Alley Sound still?
No, Facebook is Facebook.com/Back Alley Sound Music, and then our Instagram is at Back Alley Sound. So if you can always check us out on there, it would be real appreciated.
Yeah, and you can always check me out every Sunday night and every first and third Saturday at riversedgepgh.com/live for the video, and Monday morning streaming at riversedgepgh.com and on TuneIn Radio. Don't forget, if you have a smart speaker, you could tell your smart speaker to play the River's Edge station on TuneIn, and you can listen from your Amazon Alexa or Google Home. For Miles, Christian, and Shark of Back Alley Sound, performing at both the Indie-Rock Festival and the Millvale Music Festival, April 14th and May 12th, respectively. I'm Brian Crawford. This is the River's Edge Radio Network, Pittsburgh's voice for local music, and we will catch you guys next time.
Hey everybody, this is Nathan J. from the band Standard Broadcast. I'd like to invite you out to Pittsburgh's 3rd annual Indie-Rockfest, Saturday, April 14th at Cativo. Please join us, Standard Broadcast, with our friends Sunhound, There You Are, Bad Custer, Back Alley Sound, BB Guns, and Essential Machine. And this year, we're also happy to have Jeremy Kaywood as a host and MC, who's going to be performing as well. Tickets are only $10, and 100% of the proceeds go to the independent musicians that are involved in the show. So please come on out and join us. Hope to see you there.